Hey, I want to talk about something special today, something that I can't seem to find here on YouTube, so I figure, I got a camera and I got an account, I'm going to start it. Always notice there's always one thing that means a lot to just about everybody I've ever talked to, whether they are young or whether they are old. But this particular thing, it always seems like it's always not until you're years down the road far from that before this particular subject actually means a lot to you, or in this particular case, this particular item. You're probably wondering what I'm talking about. Well, do you remember your first car? All the memories you've had in your first car? How special was that first car to you? Whether it was a piece of junk or whether it was a golden gem. Whether it cost you thousands or cost you a couple $100s. You remember what you done with that first car? I mean, some of you may have trashed it, some of you may have beat it around, not take care of it. But some of you might have taken that car and made it the best that you could possibly get, whether it's to even replace the headlights, put seat covers in it, fix it up, take care of it. Regardless, it seems like it doesn't matter how bad or good the vehicle is, somebody's first car seems to mean a lot to them. And I want to show you mine. And I would like for you to respond either with a video. I prefer a video. And it may take a little bit to see a lot since, not too many people's viewing my videos. But I'm not going to take this video down. So I always get something to look forward to every time somebody posts a response to either tell me about your first car, and if you still have your first car, show me your first car. Fortunately, I still have my first car, and it is a 1991 gray Ford Taurus L. I bought my car in August of 2002, and in fact, I didn't have to go out and search for it. I saved up $1,500 that summer of 2002 to buy my first car. And I actually was going to use that as a down payment. I was sitting in a restaurant where my mom used to work here in town. My dad comes in and he goes, "I found your car." I'm like, "Oh, really?" And I always joke, said, "Well, I'm not paying $200 for a car, because you get to pay $200 for a car, you're going to get a car worth $200. And he goes, "Just $200. I'm like, "Oh, geez, I want something decent. I'm working, I'm saving up money." He goes, "Wait till you see this car." He said, "It's been kept in the garage since the day this woman has ever owned it. It's never been left outside." I'm like, what happened was she come up from Roanoke, Virginia, and she hit a rock in the road, busted a hole in the transmission. Of course, the car eventually left her stranded. One of my dad's best friends was there at the time, and he saw them pull this car in. And he goes, "Wow, what's wrong with that?" And they, of course, told him. He's like, no, I know somebody I think is looking for a car." Come to my dad, told me about it, and I got it. And I don't regret it a bit, because I saved up $1,500 to buy that car, to buy a transmission, to have it put in, to buy some bulbs for it, because some bulbs are out, to buy seat covers, steering wheel cover, and a few extra accessories, and a keychain. I had exactly $1 left, which allowed me to buy a soda out of the machine. And I took my first car out on the first ride after I finally got it up on the road in September of 2002. It took me a month to get all this arranged and done. But with that $1, bought me a soda. And I saved that dollar for that. And I went out for a ride in my first car. That $1,500, bought my car, put it on the road, bought some little things to touch it up, make it my own at first, and a soda and a keychain, and we went out on the road. One of my most fondest memories in this car is whenever the first time I actually took it out on that drive. It was me and my dad. We went up on north of my house, and I went out onto a back road and cruised around. He smiled at me, patted me on the shoulder and did this thing like the dudes are saying at pat back kid. He says, "Well, buddy," because he calls me Bud. He goes, "Well, Bud, you got yourself a car now, your own radio." He says, "Now you're a free man." That's what he told me. I was like, "Yep." I said, "Dad, I'm really proud because I bought this car entirely on my own." And I would like to show you that car. Everybody, This is my 1991 Ford Taurus. And look how good shape this thing is in. I love this car. And just look at it. This is my first car. Never been left outside. Now, I had to leave outside. I don't own a garage, but I will never part with this car. I will never get rid of it. There's too many good memories in this car for me. And I just wanted to share, I guess, one of the first things I've actually owned on my own and accomplished to keep. And this is my 1991 Ford Taurus. And it's in good condition. Now, I've since added this accessory on there, as you can see there. I bought that myself. I stuck these fog lights on it here, and I bought this mask. I put an oversized Ford emblem on there and put some mesh back there. I had to use red ties for now because I didn't have gray ones or clear ones that worked. But there's my car. I've added these Ford emblems on it there, and I put these on it. This is my second windshield banner, actually. The second banner I've had. You can see the interior is perfectly all red. It's like a deep red. I got these seat covers to match, floor mats. I put the pedals on it. I bought that gauge bezel off eBay there. And you can see here the interior of this car is absolutely perfect. Of course, I covered up the back seat. It is perfect. Of course, I stuck a head unit in there. The engine of this car was dirty, but I've cleaned it up. I've added some red hosing to it there just to spice up a little bit, but you can see here I even keep this thing clean under the hood everywhere. I know a lot of people say I miss my first car, and I will never miss mine because I'm never going to get rid of it. And God forbid, I hope nothing ever happens to it. It seems like first cars mean a lot to people, no matter who you are. You don't even have to be into cars, and you will always miss your first car. Eventually, even if it's a piece of junk, you eventually miss it because it was the first car that allowed you the freedom to get out and go. I want to see yours. I want to hear your stories. If you still got your first car, show it to me. If you don't, I want to hear the story of how you got it, your best memories in it, and everything. Thank you for watching. I'm Andrew, and I'm driving down the road. See you later.